We are present in case 25 CR 117, State of Ohio versus Paige Taylor. We're here for a final hearing on the state's motion to terminate community control sanctions. Defendant is here in court with counsel, Mr. Matthew Bangerter. Mr. Bangerter, what's the defendant's intention at this time regarding her right to a final hearing?
Your Honor, we intend to admit the violation today.
Ms. Taylor, you've been charged with violating the conditions of your community control sanctions, and specifically there are 4 alleged violations that you committed. The first is that you violated Rule 11, which requires you to comply with all special conditions set forth by this court, to enter, successfully complete and follow recommendations of a treatment center at either Oak House or Nevaeh Ridge, whichever had a bed available first. And it's alleged that you entered Oak House on May 29th and you left 2 days later on May 31st against staff advice. Second violation is a Rule 4 violation, which requires you to report the address at which you are living. You're not allowed to change your residence address without prior notification and approval from your probation officer. And it's alleged that on May 31st, after you left Oak House, you did not inform the probation department of where you were living. Your current address and your whereabouts were unknown. The next allegation is a Rule 3 violation, which requires you to report to your probation officer at such times and places as directed, and you failed to contact the probation department on June 4th, June 11th, June 18th, and thereafter until you were arrested. Lastly, it's an allegation that you violated Rule 7, which prohibits you from associating with anyone incarcerated who's on probation, post-release control, or parole, or with whom you were involved in any law violations. And it is alleged that on multiple occasions, once you were arrested, you were communicating by telephone and through the tablet with the former inmate Justin White, who is on probation with the Painesville Municipal Court. Of guilt to these violations, I need to make sure you understand the potential penalties you face if you're found to have violated your community control sanctions. If in fact that did occur, the court could extend your probation up to 5 years. I could impose more restrictive sanctions, including an order that you serve more time in our Lake County jail, or I could terminate your probation and send you to prison. If I did that, it could be anywhere from 6 to 12 months in prison. To understand the potential penalties you face if you are found to have violated your community control sanctions?
Yes, sir.
Well, having been so advised, what do you want to do at this time? Do you want to have the final hearing, or do you want to waive the hearing and plead guilty to the violation?
Plead guilty.
All right, the court will accept your pleas of guilty, find that you did violate your community control sanctions. Mr. Bangerter, any reason not to go forward with sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
Anything you want to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. I don't want to rehash what we went over in chambers. I understand that Paige has left a few places in the past, and it might be hard to think about giving her one more chance. But what I would also say is there was a much more unusual level of mental health issues in this case than in most of the cases that I'm in front of you with. She has some significant trauma that hasn't been worked through, and without addressing that trauma, we're not even going to be able to get to the addiction part. She needs some serious help. We have, in the court today, we have Ms. Shannon Storm, who is the executive director of Rafa House, who is...
Of what house?
Rafa House. It's in Madison, I believe. Yeah. Who's taken a personal interest, has met with Paige, and is trying to work with her to get some treatment options set up. We had one set up. We had a bed from Everett House, not knowing that the court had some issues with that place. But after learning that, we've already put our heads together, and we have some other ideas already of where she could go. Judge, it just occurred to me as I'm in here that if we send her for 10 or so months, whatever we have left, then we got nothing left. But the court could also extend the period of her probation and be able to take more supervision of her than by just sending her to prison and being done with it. She would be under the court supervision for longer, and there would still be that control, and there would still be that option. So I'm asking, and Ms. Storm is willing to speak with the court if you'd like her to get some more information on her insight. But we're asking that you allow Paige and allow us to get another bed set up at a different place. Oak House, as I mentioned in Chambers, is very near to a traumatic experience for her, which is why she left, intending self-harm after a couple of days. So other than that, we would ask the court to allow us the time to get a bed set up, to get some treatment set up, to let her have, you know, this one more chance to get her mental health straight. She is on medication. Now there's a huge difference just in talking to her today than there was when we came in here before. One of the places that Ms. Storm is talking about is called Georgia House in Oberlin, where Paige actually had been for a year. The problem at that time was that she wasn't on medication, so she fell back into things. But we believe that she can get medication. There's a psychiatrist on staff that we would be able to do a diagnosis there too, at a place where she has already proven that she has stayed at and been successful at. So we would ask the court for that one last chance.
Ms. Taylor, you have the right to address the court before you're sentenced. You can say anything you want. Is there anything you want to say at this time? And then she was gone. She didn't bring any concerns that she had to the probation department. She didn't even let probation department know where she was. I mean, if there were some concerns that she had, she could have contacted them. I ordered her to either go to Oak House or Nevaeh Ridge, so there was another program available that we could have put her in that would have been not in this vicinity of the where she was. But she just left. For a day and a half, she left. And then just disappeared. Began using.
Well, I killed myself.
Right.
I committed suicide.
You committed suicide? Huh? Really?
I definitely took a bunch of medications. I went
If
to
you
the
committed
hospital.
suicide, you would be sitting here right now.
Well, okay, you can definitely not.
Okay. Well, you never contacted probation. Did you let them know that there are any concerns, that this is not going to work out? Did you let them know where you were? Anything?
No, I was afraid.
Okay.
I did before she left. They let us.
And I needed a higher level of care. I said that.
You know what? I'm just speaking. I gave you guys a chance to speak.
Sorry.
All it is, I look at your pre-sentence report and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Because I'm trying. If I wasn't trying...
11, 12, 13, 14. 14 different places that you have been in just since 2020. You wanted to go to Everett House. I ordered you to go to Everett House. I sentenced you to go to Everett House, and they wouldn't accept you because you walked out the last time you were at Everett House. It's clear at this point to this court, in order for me to put you on probation, you have to be amenable to community control sanctions. You have to be willing to do what the court orders, follow the rules, and you're not. You've got multiple probation violations on your record for the past. You were just in jail beginning of this year for a probation violation. You literally got out of jail serving on a probation violation when you were able to go into this treatment program. I allowed you, I didn't have you doing this jail time. That was from Painesville Municipal Court. I said, as soon as you can get out, you can go to a program. You got out and left 2 days later, and we've never heard from you. That's not trying. And your history is just leaving. You're not amenable to community control sanctions. Prison is consistent with the purposes and principles of sentencing. Therefore, as a sentence of this court, minutes of a term in prison of 9 months shall be given credit for 55 days she's already served. Need to advise you upon your release, you may be placed on post-release control for up to 2 years. If you are and you violate any of those conditions, parole authority can return you to prison as punishment for violating their rules for another 4.5 months, the maximum being 50% of the term I just imposed. Any additional prison term imposed for violating post-release control is being imposed as part of the sentence at this time. Court disapproves the defendant's placement in a program of shock incarceration, intensive prison program, or transfer to transitional control, and the defendant's ordered to pay all costs. And if you want to get help, you can do it on your own. You don't need to be court ordered to do anything. You can get out and you can go and get the help that you say you need and comply. But when I put you in a program and you leave a day and a half later, it's not gonna. And right after you got done serving a probation violation, you have multiple probation violations. Probation is not going to work. Mr. Banger, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor, thank you.